Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is your host, Vivian S. de Guzman, on your My Spiritual GPS. So, we know what a GPS is, right? That's the one we have in our cars, and we use it as a way to guide us in our navigational process. Now, in our lives, when we're going through our spiritual journey, we know there's a beginning, a middle, and end. And the question is, how can you ensure that you are actually manifesting what your soul desires for you to have? And how are you going to do that, right? So I have invited a few of the healers that you will see in Manifestation Booster because we want to help you understand your own process. We know that everybody has their own way, everybody has their own life, everybody has their own purpose, right? So your soul purpose is very, very personal to you. And the more you know a little bit about it, the more it can guide you to where you're going. So, how do you know that your soul wants it? Well, you know how something comes to your mind, it crosses your mind. It could be in a dream, it could be you saw it somewhere, and somehow there's an emotion attached to it. And it's positive. You wanted that. You want to have it, but then life happens, things get in the way, and then sometimes you're like, well, forget it, maybe it's not for me, it's maybe for somebody else. But I can tell you, if it keeps on coming up in your dreams and you keep on seeing different scenarios that are inviting you to actually go ahead and pursue that dream, it's probably yours and you needed to manifest that. All right, so I'm going to bring in Miss Amy Fahim, our spiral practitioner. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Vivian.
How
Hello.
are you?
I'm
Good to
doing
have
good.
you.
Thank you for having me today.
Yes, yes. So I'm quite excited because, we're going to have this manifestation booster. So let me just share with them a little bit because obviously we're going to have a free master class about this, right? So I'm
Mhm.
going to have you share with the audience a bit of what you do because I'm going to start off the event and actually you're going to be the one who's finishing it on the fourth day. So let me just share with the group how it looks like, right? So
Mhm.
the banner that we have here for them is this. Ooh, beautiful, right? So we're
Yes, yes.
going to invite everyone to go to Heal Your Money Fears because this is the intention. We have a free masterclass. It's coming up November 8 to 11, right? So as you can see, we put all of the healers there. November 8 is going to be me. It's Align Your Energy Centers for Manifestation. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. What is that, right? Vienna Dunham, who's going to join us later today, she is our emotion code practitioner, and she's going to talk about emotional alignment so that you can manifest what you desire. Therese Nadeau is our oracle card master practitioner. So she's going to talk about using oracle cards for guidance. And Amy Fahim is going to talk about activating your quantum code frequency. Ooh, I love that. So we can make the manifestation a little faster and more efficient, right? All
Absolutely.
right. So, wow.
I'm
I'm
here for
excited just by
fast. I'm
talking
here
about
for, yeah.
All right. So first, I'm gonna talk about aligning your energy center. So you're probably
Mhm.
familiar with terminologies like chakras and your aura, right? And there's also a thing called desire. As a human being, we all desire something better than whatever state we're in. Sometimes we actually get satisfied and we don't ask for more, right? We just feel like, everything's perfectly fine the way it is. And by the way, I'm a generator in human design, so that's my goal every single day is to feel satisfied. Now,
Mhm.
I notice I get a lot of that now because I have learned to clear my chakras, my auras or energetic boundaries, and they're all aligned, like vertically. Like, I know this is a physical body, it's here temporarily, but the more I'm connected with God, universe, my higher purpose, and I'm not up in the clouds, right? I'm down here on earth and I'm doing what I'm meant to do, then my life works. Okay? My business works. It literally just attracts the people in my life, just like Amy.
Right. That's right. Your aura drew me in.
That's right. It's just a perfect segue for, well, instead of working so hard to get there, it's really, I started looking within, like, okay, what's in me that's repelling other people? What's in me that's attracting other people? Because I was just finished with coaching with Kelly Roach, right? And she kept on saying, with every step of success we take, there's always going to be the positive and the negative. There's always going to be the people who love you and those who absolutely hate you, okay? Or what your business represents. So here in this physical plane, we have it, right? Now, how do I know what to manifest? Well, obviously, I got to be clear first. I have to be clear on what I need to manifest. And I know this is a common misconception because you think if you just sit there, relax, you're going to just be fine. But remember, your thought, well, it still tells the universe what you're thinking. So, Amy, go ahead and share with them a little bit of what is a quantum code activation. Maybe we can help them understand some of the meanings of the words we use as healers, right? Because then they
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
how it affects them. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of words that we tend to use, jargon that we use as healers and as practitioners in our practices and in our work. And so activating quantum code frequencies, those are some words that, were not in my awareness. They were not words that I normally used until I started to enter the energy field and came into energy healing and doing this work.
Okay.
So activating is bringing something alive, right? It's making it's taking something that's dormant within you that's already there, but really activating it and waking it up. So when we activate, say, our cells through frequency and vibration and the music that we listen to, the words that we speak, the energy that we're using, it automatically enlivens us, and we get that feeling of, oh, this is something that I want. I can feel it physically, viscerally in my body, so it's activated within me. Your frequency, your code frequency. So your coding is your DNA, right? And we have all of everything available to us in our DNA, but sometimes we need to activate these pieces that were, again, dormant. We've closed them down, we've shut them down throughout our lives and our experiences. And so when we're activating, we're waking ourselves up, we're opening up our frequency, we're opening up our vibration so that we can call in more easily, those things that we really truly desire, that we're trying to create in our lives. And so when we're activating that within ourselves, we're waking up those desires, we're waking up that the motivation to go for what you really truly want. Oh, I can't hear you, V. We've got some sound.
All right, here's the
There you
sound.
are.
So, can you explain a little bit about the word quantum for people? Because
Yeah.
because it's common for us spiritual people, but then for regular folks, what is that? Does that mean I have to go to outer space in actually, and do I have to be an alien in order to be activated quantumly?
What's funny is I thought the same exact things when I started to hear the word quantum and working in the quantum field, and all of these. It feels like it's outside of us, but really everything that we think is outside of us is truly within us. And so the quantum field is within us. It's both outside and within. So the quantum field is everything and all things throughout the universe. So it's that
Ah,
invisible field that we're constantly interacting with and talking with throughout our day. And so we're constantly sending out signals into the quantum field, out into the universe, right? We're constantly sending those signals out of the thoughts and beliefs that we have and the things that we believe that we're available for. And the quantum field, the universe, all that is responding and sending us the things that we in our energy bodies are
right.
putting out. Mm-hmm.
Ah, interesting. Wow, perfectly said. Thank you. So, share with us. Remember, we're going to teach them because a lot of people want to know, okay, what do I manifest? Well, that's very personal, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you have to know what you want. And unfortunately, because as a kid, a lot of the things we wanted as a child, if our parents said no, 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 so many times, it seems like no becomes our normal. In fact, one of the projectors that I was talking to mentioned to me that when she's trading in the stock market, for example, or she is buying Bitcoin, what happens is everything that tests yes for her is actually opposite, but everything that tests no for her, it's actually the one that's making money. So then she realized for her pattern, all the no's mean yes, and all the yes mean no.
Fascinating.
I know, but that's an
Yeah.
awareness, right?
Yeah,
It's
no, it's
great
beautiful. Mhm.
awareness on her part that her yeses are actually no's and her no's are actually yes. So it
Mhm.
takes a while to experiment and really figure out that your yes is yes and your no is no. Even if I've taught people muscle testing, again, if you've had so many experiences that you've been rejected so many times in your life, you may actually get a yes that's a no and a no that's a yes. I'm not I'm not intending to confuse you. I just want you
Mhm.
to pay attention to allow yourself to know who you are, because when you do know yourself, you're going to be more successful, right? And obviously when that flip can switch, then your yes can be a yes and your no can be a no. That's
Mhm.
very, very important. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to show again this Heal Your Money Fears banner because Vienna has arrived in the studio. So Vienna is here, Vienna Dunham. She is our emotion code practitioner and she will talk about emotional alignment. So let us define that for you first. So Vienna, we are going to bring you up on the stage. Hey, Vienna, how are
Mhm.
ya?
Doing well. Thank you. I had to make sure I wasn't muted.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Finding
So,
my voice.
oh, all right. Vienna, share with them because Amy has explained her quantum frequency activation. Because people want to know, well, if I'm going to attend this free masterclass, and we know your time is valuable to you, so we want to make sure we deliver to you what exactly you need in order for you to manifest. That's our goal for our free masterclass. So, Vienna, can you share with them a little bit about what is emotional alignment?
All right. There's a very real sense in which it dovetails with what you've just shared. And if you think about that whole, what we're putting out is what comes back to us. If we're not aligned emotionally, you don't want to even get that back. That's not a good seed to sow. And if you think about just in the natural world, what does that look like if things aren't aligned? And I think of things like building a wall. So if you're building and it's just kind of all over the place, that's not going to stand long term. And we want the what we're sowing into our friends' lives, families' lives, our lives, to be able to stand the test of time. And also, when we have, if our building, so to speak, our little leaning tower of pizza, if we're already slanted and then somebody starts pressing on us, it's just a matter of time before we're laying down and we don't even know what hit us, right? It seemed like we were kind of going along okay. And I certainly was at a point like that in my life. I had been aligning myself emotionally to what everyone else wanted. And, if that's just one other person, you can just they can be standing in what they get my hands straight here. This reverse camera thing is kind of hard. And if I'm just leaning on what they want, and you want me to jump, how high? If I don't have an emotional boundary of my own, that I'm still standing as long as they're there. But then if they pull away, I'm down. So it took quite some time for me to find my emotional boundary and be willing to live life on my own terms, and even to discover what my own terms were. I'd been so codependent for so long, feeling like it was my job to make everyone else happy, that finding my own space has been a journey. And Vivian, you've been a faithful friend on that journey. I'm so grateful.
Oh,
And,
thank you.
and one of the other things that can cause our emotions to be out of alignment is trapped emotions. And it can be from yesterday, it can be from the process of being born, that whole shocking thing of life was so comfortable just a moment ago, and now I'm out in this cold, noisy world. What's this about? And that's just a little tiny thing, right? And yet that resonance, that frequency, every time it comes up again in our life, we're adding on a layer. And so as one of the things we do is measure how big, with muscle testing, how impactful is this trapped emotion? And it can be inches, feet, miles, light years.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
it can just create such an impact. And then it's such an easy process to release it. So that's part of what we'll talk about, what throws us into misalignment and how to correct it. So it's not at all a bad news thing. It's not like, why are we in the mess we're in? It's very much there's an easy, safe, I feel lighter when I'm done, freedom way to release those trapped emotions and begin to be able to come into emotional alignment. So that's what we'll be talking about.
Yes, thank you for that. And I mean, as you can feel the energy now, right? Just in the presence of people in front of your TV camera, right? Or your computer, the energy shifts depending on the person that you're with. If you guys pay attention to that, right? So remember the 4 stages of spiritual journey: awareness, discovery, surrender, and flow. So a lot of people, especially the business owners, they want to get to the flow, right? Everybody wants, not just business owners. If you ask anybody, do you have any problems with money? And they're like, not really. I haven't. I mean, probably 1 to 3%. I'll hear that. But most people that you talk to, they will complain about that all the time when that's not the real issue. I mean, I've seen it time and time again. It could be they're out of alignment with their soul purpose. So spiritually, they're off. What they want, what their mind wants, is different than what their heart wants. Completely, like Vienna was saying, you're riding this train. You're supposed to go straight, but then the train decided to go detour to the left or to the right. And for you, that probably doesn't feel good. Okay. And is this like, can you just do an energy healing and then you're done? I don't know.
It's in my life.
Not in my books either. I'm like laughing when people say, "Oh, I already had a healing like 2 years ago." Oh Lord, like I mean,
oh, you only had one layer of trouble. Oh,
2 years ago.
And this giant onion, right?
yes. So if you are constantly growing, in fact, like I said, my 8-figure coach was talking about how the internet, social media is changing constantly. It's almost like really nobody knows how to run it right now. Everybody's doing their thing. So if you don't have resilience, one characteristic, resilience. In other words, you try something, did it work? Did it not work? I mean, that's how it is, right? Like cooking. If you're cooking, you don't have any recipe, but you want to taste the best food ever. Some people experiment. They're not afraid to experiment. Now, some people, no, it has to be 2 teaspoons, and I have to make sure it's level. Like all of us find our ways in the daily things we do. I notice I create something out of thin air, out of nowhere, and just experiment. And then eventually I realize people are following that, right? But I don't know. But I'm not afraid of mistakes. I'm not afraid of change. And I'm not afraid if people kick me out or don't like me very much. That is one characteristic that these healers know I do.
Yeah.
I can do my thing.
Exactly.
But I'm a 1-4 in human design. But it's interesting, my 1-4, like 1 is very personal as a profile. 4 is I'm an opportunist. Like I can see opportunities before it even becomes something big. However, in my human design chart, I have a lot of 6. I have a lot of 0.6. So I can experiment, and I learned so much from those experiments. And then I share what I've learned through those experiments. Does that make sense? Like you don't even have to make a mistake and then throw yourself into the mud, because I was down there. It didn't feel very good. So I had to get out of it and then just share that wisdom with others. So
It's a
Amy,
beautiful thing.
yes, it is. Let's have Amy share through your process of quantum frequency activation. How do people manifest from that? Can you share that?
Yeah. I love this one. I love this one. Yeah, because here we go, right? Once we've activated this desire within us, once we're really clear on what we want and we've dealt with the limiting beliefs around that, then it becomes easier for us to call in what we desire, right? That which what we're manifesting, because we're clear and we've dealt with the blocks and the obstacles that are coming up to get to that thing. So say you are wanting to increase your income, right? But you have evidence around you showing you that, oh, you can't do this. Say you're in a job and you have a regular paycheck, right? You're on salary. It's going to be the same amount typically every paycheck. So maybe you believe that I can't manifest a bigger income because this is what my set income is. Well, that's not ultimately true, because you can activate and open up prosperity channels and streams of income in various different ways. You're not ever stuck in your situation. You're not ever stuck in your current experience. When you choose and decide to make a change, that's when the universe and the quantum field starts to rearrange the energy around you and starts to bring you opportunities. It's going to start to drop things into your awareness, into your life, into your everyday mundane tasks. You're going to start to, these pieces are going to start to drop in, and they're ideas. They are, little nudges saying, hey, check this out. This is something that's aligned for you to look at so that you can decide if you want to go further with it, because it's going to open up something for you. And you're not going to know what it is until you get to that point where because you're learning to trust. You're going to take a step, you're trusting that step, and that's creating evidence. So the more evidence you can create along your path, the easier it's going to become to call those things in.
That is beautiful explanation. And throughout that journey, obviously, right, as Amy takes you to this process, Vienna is also going to be here to support you in those emotional roller coasters up and down. I'm just going to share, because yesterday I had to call Vienna because I know for me, my psychic and spiritual attacks, I'm sure all of us have experienced this, but I'm going to tell you how it works. When your life is good, right? Because I went to the beach with I have an autistic son, Dylan. I took him, make sure, he has the beautiful ocean. We saw some dolphins and a whale with a beautiful tail. It's all good, right? That's all Sunday. And I really waited, right? Remember, generator has to be satisfied. So I waited until I really felt everything that the ocean and the sea and the sand has given me. And then we went to lunch. And then suddenly I felt tired. Why would you get tired when you came from the beach? Well, you can say the sun, you can say too much wind. I really don't have any allergies anyway. And then we went to like Corner Bakery, right, in the Tustin Marketplace. A lot of people, right? But I'm bubbled, so I'm okay. Like I really didn't care what they were doing. I'm just enjoying the fountain in front of me. And suddenly I felt tired. The next day, I slept. I slept good. I think more than 8 hours. I woke up and I was tired, and my mind, I can feel my head. It looks blank. And it's Monday. You're supposed to like take care of your week, plan for the week, take care, like have a meeting with the team. We didn't have a meeting Monday, but it was this like, how if somebody hit your head and you don't know where you're at, you don't know where you're going, you're just there. And I'm like,
disoriented.
Not normal. So I called Vienna and I said, Vienna, what is this thing? So can you check me? She does emotion code and code of consciousness. And she saw a lot of spiritual and religious attacks. Okay. Come to find out, I shared with her that I talked to my mom. And of course, my mom has her own thing. And I was acting like the mother and giving her my peace of mind, my right angle cross of penetration. Because I love her. I wanted her to move forward and change, and she's not wanting to change. Okay, there you go. So I ended up being frustrated, right? Which is not myself. Myself is satisfied. If I'm frustrated, I know I went onto the opposite side of the spectrum. That is not yourself as a generator or a manifesting generator. And then you think that's nothing, because after I put the phone down, I was good. I'm like, okay, if she doesn't want to listen, it's fine. But it's very interesting when someone gets upset with you, they can throw shit at you, unfortunately, okay? And they can complain to other people about you. So now that's like a psychic attack in many ways, really, in different fields. And so when Vienna was doing her muscle testing, I was like, she's like, yeah, it's from your mom. Yeah, it's from your dad. And, the whole family gets involved. And I see this a lot during November, December, because, the holidays are coming up, right? This intertwining of energies between family members, especially if you're not on the same plane, it's kind of deep.
I call that quantum entanglement.
There you go.
Because we're entangled in the quantum, in the energy field. Our energies are entangled with each other. Yeah.
Right. So Vienna was there, and thank you, Vienna.
You're so welcome.
I'm like, yeah, my head is clear and I'm ready to go. What are we going to do next? So, that's me. That's my Vivian side. Okay. That's my real Vivian side. So, Vienna, how deep do these entanglements go, so to speak? Can you share a little bit of that so that people would know, like if your parents, grandparents, and people around you, brothers and sisters, have some money fears, let's say, how does that affect you when you're working on building your business and expanding your reach?
That's a fascinating topic. And often with trapped emotions, one of the first questions we ask is this yours alone? Like, did you come up with this all by yourself? And it can be 1, 2, 3 years old. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And often it's one mom or dad, because trapped emotions can be passed at conception from both parents. Everybody who's breathed more than a few minutes on this earth has come up with some trapped emotions, and they can get passed. Dr. Nelson, who created Emotion Code, says it usually peters out after 3 or 4 generations, unless it was really big. So it's, it's quite something when you get up to 8, 15 generations. That was a big event back at the outset. And so it comes down. So that's one way, is just like a direct passing. I think we could call it epigenetic. And so, but what's lovely is that is band or a ball of emotion. And when we clear it from ourselves, we get to clear it from all the ancestors, and it doesn't get passed to future generations. So it's a gift that you can give to your whole family doing it. And I always ask, can we clear it from all the descendants from great, 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 great grandma? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but I love that gift that we can give. And then the other very intriguing thing to me is the idea that the influence that others have. So maybe 5, 6 generations ago, it was very important not to stick your head up and do something different, right?
Yeah.
Flops off, oops.
I'm doing that every single day, Vienna. So like, come on, we hit. And I'm like, I can do this.
Yes, exactly. And so we have that option to say thank you to our ancestors for those lessons. Thank you very, very much. It's all those lessons are given in total love. They want us to be safe. So we can receive their wishes for safety. And we can also say, you know what? I live in a different time now. It's actually, generally speaking, okay to lift your head up.
We're generally safe in this time period.
Right?
We don't have many animals coming after us.
I don't think I'm going to be like cut up anymore. I mean, I've had so many beheadings in my past lifetimes. I'm like, are you guys tired of it yet?
Right?
Oh my God.
So we're generally safe. I know we may have people watching from other places, and we acknowledge, and our hearts go out to those who are not actually safe in this time in history. And we can be thankful for those messages from times past, and we can give a different message to ourselves, the younger ones of us inside, our younger self, and to our children. So that's our happy news.
I'm going to share this image because it looks so good. And it's Thanksgiving, right? So we want to be thankful to everyone, our ancestors, our family members, because they've been through a lot, right? They've been through a lot and they did the best they could. And we acknowledge your presence, your wisdom, your generosity in giving us the opportunities to be where we are now. Wow. It is
If it
true.
weren't for our ancestors, we wouldn't be here, right?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, they survived to help us survive. So
Yes.
Exactly.
So why don't we invite them? So our only person missing today is Therese Nadeau, and she's appeared in some of our TV shows, but we're going to be via Zoom, right? We're going to do it on Heal Your Money Fears, right? This is the group, so you can invite others here. You can also invite other people at Wealthy Money Mindset. These are both Facebook groups that we have so that we can actually help you kickstart your money flow. So we're going to have Monday through Thursday, a free masterclass. So I know mine is going to be the November 8th. Okay, November 8th is my masterclass. Align your energy centers to manifestation. So don't miss that one. And then Vienna, yours is, go ahead, invite them.
Tuesday the 10th.
Okay.
And mine is aligning your emotions.
Oh, is yours the 10th? No, yours is the 9th, the Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
I know it's Tuesday.
Tuesday the 9th.
I would have been here at the right time. I might as well say it.
We start at 12:30 to 2, so we have time for question. The last 30 minutes is for question. And then Therese will be on Wednesday using Oracle card for guidance. So November 10th, and Amy, go ahead and invite them.
I'll be on November 11th. That is Thursday.
Okay. All right. So if you guys can see the banner, it's going to be from 12:30 to 2 o'clock. So you have to register on our Zoom link in order for you to get the recording. So let's say you can't make it live. if you want to post a question before that specific day, because you can't make it, and you really have a burning question, just post it on our Facebook group, Heal Your Money Fear, so we can answer it for you. And so on our free masterclass, right, we're going to invite them obviously to our manifestation booster event. So when you start to do your healing, Amy, can you share with them what do they normally feel when they, yeah, what happens? Because obviously they know what they're going to experience. So I need you guys to start thinking of what you want to manifest before the end of this year or even next year, right? What
You'll want to come in.
Yes. So
yeah, you'll want to come in having a bit of clarity
Yes.
on what it is you want to manifest. Because when you go through the processes that I share, it helps to really anchor in your thought or idea of what you want. And we're going to get crystal clear on what it is that you really want to create. We're going to take a look at some belief systems that you have, break some of those down, and really help you to move through and break through to your next step that you're wanting to take.
Yes, yes. And that is so true, because when I took myself to a lot of questioning, it's funny, before when I wanted my $1 million, I realized I got that already. I'm like, what are you looking for then? So there's a deeper why, right? So I kept on asking, and it was actually the relationship, the beautiful relationship that I have with my partner. That was my biggest why, right? And it's interesting, when I got that, then of course the money part just came back up, like it manifested itself. Does that make sense?
Of course, because it's never about the money. It's never about the money or the figure or the number.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Okay, and then how about you, Vienna? What is it that you'd like for them to start working on before this actual event?
Oh, perfect. Thank you for that. I would like for people that are going to be coming to the masterclass and the manifestation booster, either or and both, to start to be a professional noticer. Andy Andrews taught me those words. And start observing. Like, one little example, I found myself triggered. My sister said, "We need to talk." And I was like, "Oh no, what's it about?" I probably could have written down 50 things, and I do intend to do that, because those are things I could work on, of things that I thought she might be bad newsing about, like, "Oh dear, what have I done?" And it wasn't about me at all. It was about the temperature of the food at Easter dinner. So thankfully, I noticed what rushing I got myself into, of fearing that conversation. And she's a wonderful, kind person. It's not about her at all, right? It's about me fearing confrontation, right? So I noticed that, and then I could come and do an emotion code session for myself. So before we ever had the conversation, I had cleared all that baggage and could be very calm during the conversation. So I would like for people to notice what's triggering them. If you're like, "I lost my glasses again," and you're beating yourself up, and it's like, that's a fairly small event. And yet, if your response is bigger than life, bigger than you would expect it to be, that's what I'd like for you to jot down. I always think, I'm going to remember that. And then it, away it goes. So jot it down so that you're ready. And when we, it could be that we could do something with that in the question and answer time or during the session. We'll see what we get to do. And when you can notice, your observation skills will help you to find out what you need to tend to. So that's what I'd like people to notice and jot down.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. And it has been very, very wonderful. We're here all day, but of course we have to end, right? So if they would like to invite, I'm encouraging people to invite their friends and family, right? Because sometimes you notice when you're the one talking with them, they don't listen to you anyway. So why don't you allow these healers, all of us, to actually invite them to come to this event It could be the free masterclass. It could be actually the manifestation booster, because Thanksgiving is coming, right? So this whole 2 weeks of November, the first 2 weeks, I'm going to have people practice manifestation. It could be a little. It's going to be a little contest that we have coming up in our wealthy money mindset, okay? So we're going to be doing a little contest for manifestation, because I really truly want you to manifest what you desire. It could be you want to pick up a coin from a parking lot. I don't care what you want. It could be a red car, a red bike. It could be a new home. It could be a new husband, a new boyfriend. Whatever it is, start small. I want you to practice that muscle for the first 2 weeks, so that when you get to the manifestation booster, the whole group dynamic, the whole energy can just move that up, right? And allow the universe to deliver that to you. So we're going to have a contest. The first 2 weeks is manifestation. And then when we finish our event, we're actually going to do a gratitude relay the last 2 weeks of November. So we got our November happening. And as a form of thank you, like I said, because I know you are here to witness the miracles. So for those of you getting a ticket for Manifestation Booster, there are 2 bonus healings in December, clearing 2021 to pave the way for 2022. So how awesome is that? So
Can I tell a quick manifestation story?
yes, go for it, girl.
So I started small, and one was, oh, I want to mail these books out, and someone was over helping me organize, and I haven't yet gathered all the addresses and whatnot, and so I mentioned, sometimes I've had it all together, and then I didn't feel like I had the postage money, apart from other bills and so on, and so she said, oh, look, within 5 minutes, she said, oh, look, here's an envelope, and it looks like it has money in it. So that's earmarked as the postage money. I love that.
Oh, I love that.
Yay! And then I took such courage. Yeah, I took such courage from that smallish event, and I said, I woke up one morning, the new moon clearing with the Moon Circle group that we do, the membership. I was like, well, so I muscle tested. Is this a good time for me to go to the new moon clearing? And I got yes. And I was like, oh, wow, where's that money going to come from? Outside the budget, right?
It's all about
right. And I have stressed about it in the past, but this time I went, now, wait a minute. If the indication is that I'm to go, that must mean that the money's on the way.
That's right.
That's a fair assumption. Right? It's not for my brain to figure out. It's coming. Yeah. It's awesome. So I just relaxed into that and went, oh, fantastic. I can't wait to see where that comes from. And within 10 minutes, I was putting away some coats that I had gotten out to take to cold friends at a restaurant that took me out for my birthday. And I was hanging those coats back up. They never had even used them. But that was what it took, was me needing to get the coats out. So this was a leather jacket that I haven't worn for like a year. And as I was putting it away, it felt lopsided. And so I reached in and pulled out something odd out of one pocket. And I thought, oh, I should check the other pocket. And it was a roll of bills of the exact amount of money to take the class. And I went, oh,
yes.
Hallelujah, praise the Lord.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to start small and inconsequential things, so that your conscious mind doesn't get in the way and go, that's not even possible. Just go, oh yeah, finding a dime on the sidewalk. In fact, make it 2 dimes, and then you can have a paradigm shift.
Oh my God.
I love that, Vienna. Thank you.
Thank you. So we are very, very lucky to have you all on Heal Your Money Fears, right? This is a free masterclass. Invite all the people you know that could benefit from this. I think we can all have a good time. And then you can all go to Manifestation Booster. And share the joy, share the love, share the abundance. So I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you, ladies. And aren't you excited? I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm all in.
I'm bursting with excitement over here.
Oh my God, she's like trying to control herself. No, I can. Okay.
Exactly.
So go ahead and share the stage with us. It's going to be via Zoom. And so you could be relaxing and then doing your little happy dances as you manifest whatever you desire the end of this year towards the beginning or the whole next year. Who knows how your life's going to change? So just be open to that and stay in the positive, high frequency vibration.
And as you go to that Heal Your Money Fears Facebook page and you have your little inconsequential goal to start with, post that for our encouragement when you find your paradigms on the sidewalk or whatever it might be.
Yes, that's the
We'd
practicing
love
the
to hear about it.
manifestation part.
Encourage
Yeah.
us.
Mhm.
Yes, you can video it. You can just type it in if you're camera shy. However you want to post, we're happy to have you in our group. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I'll see you next
you.
weekend. Have fun. Bye.
Bye.